What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. In today's video we got a broken Arrma Vendetta here that did 133 miles per hour. I believe my friend trashed it. One man's trash, another man's treasure. So we got a Vendetta here that's all crapped up, all broken up. Everything is broken. We're gonna fix this baby with $120, $140 maximum of parts, and we purchased this baby for $100. This car goes home almost for $450. Anyways, let's look at some stuff we got here. We got the front and rear splitter here. We got the chassis, okay. And speaking of broken Vendetta, this guy did about like $50-$60 worth of mods. But anyways, we got the gearbox, the transmission box. Okay, there it is. We got the front shocks. We're missing springs. The parts guy didn't have springs. Good thing here is, since it's gonna be all torn apart, we're gonna put the hot racing spool. I got video on that, just alone on that. We got ourselves a 34 gear for the spool. We got some bearings for the spool. We got this little red piece. It goes on to the spool itself, okay, and that's what connects the shaft here. This is the original shaft here. So we got everything here, and we got the front rear shock towers, which is broken right here. This is pretty much chassis, and the front shock tower is broken. So it's gonna come two in a pack, front and rear. We only need to replace the front, so we got spares there. And we got some axles. Axles are something different. So I'm gonna do a complete video on this, and I'll do another video just on this axle. Let's get this thing unboxed, and we're gonna come right back. So now that we got some of the stuff out of the packaging, we left some in the packaging because we're not gonna be like using both of these axles. So I just didn't want to do the packaging. Small little parts like bearing and the gear here has small washers. I left it alone. But anyway, let's bring our camera to the front and take a look at this baby, and let's start working on it immediately. Okay, to start off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer everything from this baby to this chassis right here. Okay, so we're gonna start off from the front diff. Anyways, a lot of things we're gonna take apart so you guys can see, follow along if you want. And we got a couple of tools. We might have to switch the bits around. Anyways, let's begin this job. So what I want to do start off by is I am going to dismantle the front end. I'm going to just take off these steering links here, and that will just eliminate completely the front end. So this piece was broken here right from the center, and that's it. That's that. We will leave this alone. This thing came out of here. We'll fix that up, no worries. Okay, so I am gonna try to get this baby back in there. It might be a long video, but something good for you guys to watch. Anyways, we just have dismantled this thing completely. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take off a few things, such as we'll take off this front end here. Let's switch up our bit, and hopefully this is the correct fit. There are a few screws and stuff are missing. That's okay, we will get new stuff, whatever's missing. And this thing can stay with this right here, screws. What we're gonna do here is we are gonna try to dismantle this whole thing apart. So what we will do is, since we're gonna have to do it anyway, we are gonna start taking, let's keep this together. Let's take this off. This front end will come off once these are off, and what's going to happen here is we're going to be able to slide these pins out. So we can just dismantle the control arms. Could just have done it from the back here, but anyways, that's fine. So here's a broken bottom part of the chassis out, and it is going to be a wild puzzle. It's going to be a wild puzzle, and that's fine with me. I'm going to remove the two screws that's holding these arms in. So this project is all about Limitless 3S. Okay, so let's take the control arm out of here. Let's take the control arm out of here. What we left behind with is our diff here, and there's screws that are in the body there, and there's one over here. So what we're gonna do is switch up this bit one more time, and we're gonna take off one of the screws that's here. That's supposed to separate this gray piece here that's part of this chassis, and there it is. We're gonna need a few things off this, but right now don't care about that guy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna simply I'm gonna leave these. I am gonna go get a rag or so I'll be right back. A tissue will do, so I got myself a tissue. Anyways, I am going to leave these the part of the axles in. You can take that off always whenever we feel like it. So what we're going to do here is we are going to take this baby and put this in. Just want to inspect this. Okay, it looks good. I don't see any issues here. Looks good, feels good. Okay, there you go. That's fine. So we're gonna take this little guy and we're gonna stick it in here, just like that. So this goes straight in here, just like that. And then what we're gonna need here is we're gonna need the top half. I think I took that off. Yep, right here. Top half of this diff block, and that baby goes just like that. There should be no issue. So we got our diff implanted in there. So that big screw that we just took off earlier, this little guy. Okay, nope, this is a big guy, not a little guy, a big guy. One of them gonna go in. And that goes in. And what I am going to do is I'm going to take off the other screws. I might be missing some, but whatever I can get. Other than that, I will have to buy more screws or match up screws. So here's my second screw. So what I'm going to do is, since there's only two screws, and the third screw is somewhere else. Two screws are in. I'm gonna bring up the camera a little bit because my camera is this little gap right here. If you don't want to see that, we'd rather see what we're doing instead of that. Apologize for that. Anyways, that's that. So what we're gonna do next is it's time for us to put these big long guys, these little shafts, and we will work on the axles later on. That's something we can work anytime we like. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. So what you want to do here is you want to align things and you want to push the rods in. And there you go. Make sure it goes all the way. Same thing here. Let's align the back end. I'm going to align this side. Same thing. And we're going to push the rod in all the way. So it goes all the way through. There you go. And then this guy right here, very simply, is gonna go sit in the front, and that's gonna grab onto everything. Let's switch it over a bit. Okay, got a male. We didn't have to switch up a bit yet. Same bit. Anyways, lock this baby up. good. There we go. And now we're gonna switch up our bit. And remember, the screws that we took off here, where did they go? I think we left them on this. Oh no, they're right here. There they are. Okay, so this control arm is gonna go on. We might have to take off this control arm to put in the axles, but that's something that we're gonna do later on in the project. So right now we just want to gather this whole thing, and we want to assemble this baby. That. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Same thing. Let's get this control arm in, and we are gonna put this baby in, and we're gonna lock this up. Go. So looking good so far. So what we'll do next is we're gonna go in here and we are gonna take this part. So I might need one more piece that I'm missing here that we don't have here. So this piece is shot and broken, which is nothing serious, but we are gonna need it. So okay, so we are missing more pieces than we expected anyways, but it's not an issue. It's not an issue. This little splitter is gonna go in the front here, just like that, and we'll lock up like that with a couple of screws in the bottom. We'll get those. Anyways, we're gonna leave that off for now, and we are gonna take this box apart. Let's take off this box. Okay. Before we take off the box, I want to take off these two little covers on the side. So we're going to switch up our bit. Okay, that was the bit that we had on. So we're going to take off this guy right here. And this cover right here. So cover from each side will come off. One more screw right in here. There it goes. Put that baby to the side. I'll do the same thing for the bottom here. 1, 2, and 3. And this cover should come off. 3 screws and 3 screws. This cover will come off. Now we should be able to have a good visual of this box right here. And this box is mounted from the bottom. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take off the screws from the bottom. 1, 2. When I take those 1, 2 off, these guys should start to come off. This is 1, and okay, that didn't work out well. One, 2. Put these to the side, and now I just want to see this box here. Box gotta come out. 1, 2. Just a whole bunch of screws. 3. It's not even the correct size. Let's see if our box moves. There's one more screw right over here for the box. Come on, box. Mr. Box. Okay, once this is off, we should be able to lift this whole thing up. Unless something is holding this guy. We got one more screw. We're going to switch up. The screw goes through the servo saver. There it is. Okay, so we're going to lift up this whole thing. We're going to throw it onto this, just like that. And we're going to start off by mounting this whole steering system right back onto this new chassis. So what we will do here is where the hell is it? This went right through this guy, but this is broken, so I cannot mount this. So we're going to leave this alone. We'll take two screws, one, and the second one goes right over here. So my hand tighten it because I don't want to lose control. There we go. Get to that. Anyways, a few more screws that's holding this box, the servo box together. And let's just switch up our socket right now so we don't forget to tighten these. It's a big project. Oops. Okay, that's that. One more screw right here. Right over here on the box. Go. And our steering stuff is all together. We don't want to drop none of this stuff. Anyways, some of this stuff is broken, so there's not much I can do here unless we get, okay, we got screws from the, okay, so that's that. Okay, this stuff is broken from right over here, so we are gonna get new stuff. This piece got to be new as well, but we're gonna leave that alone. So let's put our steering linkages in. Okay, so this is go in here. And we're gonna lock that up. We got this little guy goes onto this. And this pivot ball joint has to be compressed in here. Okay, we'll figure that out. So we're gonna leave that alone. That's in there, and probably gonna have to get some linkages for this baby also. Anyways, so this is right here. Okay, that's that. So we got our steering in. So our server looked like it took a beating. Not worried about the servo. Oof. So far looking good. So what we're gonna do here is this is the piece I'm gonna have to get. So we're gonna leave that alone. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the side skirts, not the side skirts, side fenders here, and so this protects the car from getting all the dirt and stuff in there. So it's 3 bolts on each. So this one goes right here. Something like this you gotta put in no matter what. So remember these little bolts. 1, 2, 'That's that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the rear end. So we're gonna leave all this together over here sitting, and we want these to go into this. Let's take the rear end apart, and we do have these straps. They're still good. Both are good. Anyways, so far looking good. Broken pieces to the side. And what we're gonna do here is same thing in the back, same process. You just remove the bolts in the back. Let's take off the splitter first. So the splitter has 1, 2. These bolts are held in. We need to go hard on these bolts. 1, 2, and our splitter should come off unless, okay, the splitter's not going to come off because it's connected to this rear end. So I'm going to remove the rear end as well. Oh, rear end got the same size. 1, 2. This whole thing should just come off like that. Okay, my friend did make this brace here, so it doesn't originally come with the brace. So what we're gonna do here is, it should be very simple from here on. We're gonna remove the 2 bolts right here. 1, and 2. Once we remove these 2, this thing should move out of the way, and we should be able to do this and this. Okay, now we probably got 2 more bolts in the center and the bottom. Yep. 1, and 2. Long bolts, and our whole rear end just falls apart. So at least we know the broken pieces out of the way, and we're gonna take this little guy, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna align this little guy, and we're gonna throw this little guy right where it belongs, and it should just go right in. And immediately we're gonna flip this baby over. We're gonna just take off. We're just gonna take the 2 bolts we just took off. It's still hot. 1 and 2, and that's 1, 2. Okay, now what we need to do here is, while we upside down still, we can take these long rods, stick them in, 1 and 2. We're gonna take this little guy, goes right, okay, this goes right over here, and then this little guy goes in, and the 2 bolts. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna just immediately take our splitter as well, stick this baby right in there, okay, and everything should just sit firm, completely even and firm. And what we will do is we'll take the long bolt, and then we got 2 bolts, 1 that I shouldn't have taken off, and 2 flip this baby over. We're going to lock up the 2 bolts. In the back. There it is, guys. We're missing the front end, which is going to be a different video, different part. We're going to leave this baby alone, and we're going to pick out more pieces that we need. Other than that, we're looking good. We're going to throw this out. No use for this little guy. And we're going to throw off these pieces that are garbage. And everything else will be a separate video. Okay, so this front end is gonna go, you know what, let's mount the front end right now. We still need to do the shocks. We will do that. That will be a different part of the video. Since we add it right now, let's take this long bolt that we need to, okay, that long bolt belongs, where does it belong? Okay, that long bolt belongs on the other side. So right now, we need to get this baby in. That's in. Okay, and one more screw here, and we're gonna put this guy right in spot now. And we do need to get 2 bolts for the bottom. We can always find those anytime, anywhere we like. It's not a big deal. So this is gonna sit right there, and this is gonna sit right there. And we're going to take this little guy, stick it on. There it is. So this is a charm. Anyways, we need more pieces, but right now we're out of time. See you guys on the next one, and we will come back and continue this, but it will be a separate video in each piece. Axle, shocks, transmission, this brace. I'm not sure what I want to do with this brace. I might throw it out, and I might get or I might just try to figure out to put this guy in, and that's about it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this part of the video. See you guys in the next one.